The headlines: Revenue Authority workers said to be uneasy about employment terms. Bajans speak out about student violence. And Barbados in line for top honours at Pan Am Hockey. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, October the 8th, 2015. Staff of the Barbados Revenue Authority are reported to be uneasy about their terms of service. They have been airing their concerns about job security and other areas with the National Union of Public Workers. Speaking following a meeting on Wednesday evening, NUPW Acting General Secretary Rosalind Smith said most of the workers were on secondment and needed clarity.
Most of the officers are over there on secondment, which should come to an end by March 2016. However, they have been experiencing a lot of challenges, especially they're asking about their pension rights, and they were asking also about the car loans for traveling officers, since they have heard that within the valuations department there are plans to outsource that section, and I think that we plan to have a meeting with the management to clarify these claims, because it goes contrary to what the workers would have anticipated over the 2-year period. There's also concerns in terms of the job security because of the length of time it's taken to appoint some of those workers.
Some operations at UWI's Cayfield campus are said to be showing signs of a turnaround. The campus has been battling declining finances and a drop in student enrollment as a result of Barbadians having to pay their own tuition fees. But Principal Professor Eudine Barato said her academic and management team have been working to increase student numbers and enhance financial viability. She was delivering the Elsie Payne Memorial Lecture on Wednesday night. Another issue, she called on the Barbados Accreditation Council to keep a close eye on foreign entities that provide education locally.
There is a heightened emphasis on quality assurance and commitment to benchmark standards at UWI, while the Barbados Accreditation Council is ensuring local institutions become accredited. It must ensure vigilance with unknown providers. There can be a general free-for-all among mostly unregulated foreign providers. Recently, in a Caribbean country, there was a foreign education provider that left persons stranded in that country without money, without the course of study that they had paid for.
2 employees of Banks Holdings were left shaken but unhurt after the vehicle in which they were traveling skidded across the ABC highway and came to rest on top a Jersey barrier. The driver, who did not disclose his name, said the vehicle started to slide on the wet road as he approached the Errol Barrow roundabout at Graham Hall. He said it struck a barrier, rebounded and skid across the road before coming to rest on another section of the barrier. From fighting to rock throwing, we've been led to believe that there has been a spurt in rowdy behavior among school children. What can be done about it? Nation News has been asking.
Youth not interested in nothing. They're going to bus stands, country schools that got buses going to the country, all in town. Can't get on and down work, nothing so.
I believe that the youth needs Christ. I really think that Jesus Christ is the only one that can really make a difference in the lives of the troubled youth we have today. It is only Him. It's not the clothes and the jewelry and the things, and we as older people need to guide younger people.
I feel that charity begins at home, and in these situations, sometimes children just come out of decent families and they still resort to devious acts, right? But basically, I think that when you teach a child the right way and grow up in that environment, that you shouldn't depart from it. So you just got to teach the youth the right way, man.
The views of some Barbadians on the behavior among school children. Prime Minister Frendel Stewart, who's back from his trip to the United Nations, has hit out at what he says are unrelenting, unjustified attacks by powerful nations on offshore financial centers in the Caribbean. Addressing the opening of the International Business Week conference at Hilton, Barbados, Mr. Stewart said rich nations change the rules at will to satisfy the demands of their own internal interest groups and constituents. However, he said Barbados will remain committed to being a well-regulated jurisdiction. The PM also said the international business sector was creating new opportunities by expanding its product range and moving into new markets like Latin America. The outgoing Indian High Commissioner has identified a number of areas in which our country can cooperate with Barbados. Speaking during a farewell function on Tuesday night, Subhashini Murugesan said India's economy is growing at a rate of 7% and the country is willing to share development experiences with Barbados and the Caribbean. She said India can offer support with technology, sport and technical education. The Ministry of Education is hoping to unearth musical talent among primary and secondary school students with a series of lunchtime concerts during this education month. Acting Senior Education Officer Fernando Carter spoke to Nation News during the first event at Sky Mall.
Expect as we go along in the 6 concerts to draw out the known and hidden talent that exists among our nation's students. And we recognize that that talent doesn't only lie with the students, but even in terms of the teachers who are nurturing them and creating sometimes the songs and the music for them. And by moving it around from place to place, we're hoping to ensure that our nation recognizes this talent and gets a chance to appreciate it, that there's a lot of good in our educational system, not just in terms of the academics, but in terms of those other co-curricular skills that we're working on.
In sport, a 2-man team will represent Barbados at the Commonwealth Senior, Junior and Youth Lifting Championships in the Indian city of Pune next week. Former bronze medalist Altmar Applewhite and newcomer Chad Blackman flew out earlier, accompanied by coach Andrew Brathwaite. Applewhite will compete in the 69 kilogram category and Blackman in the 94 kg class. Hockey now, Barbados and host Peru will battle for the top spot in the Pan American Hockey Challenge, the Women's Hockey Challenge that is. In Wednesday's top-of-the-table clash, Barbados and Brazil played to a 1-1 draw. The Bajans trailed 1-0 at half-time. Keisha Jordan leveling the match in the 56th minute from a penalty corner. Player Takesha Cambridge was very excited after the match.
I think that we pulled off an excellent game at the end, coming off at 1-0. And I think that tomorrow we'll be ready for you, Peru. Woo! Thank our Barbadian fans. They're always supporting us. Woo! 246!
Barbados and Peru both have 7 points. And finally, Daily Mail Online reports on a mother of 2 who has donated her eggs to childless couples 4 times and in return bought a house, paid off her credit cards, and enjoyed trips to Barbados. Elisa Hernandez, who was buying a house in Wisconsin, traveled to the Barbados Fertility Center after joining an agency in 2007 that allocated potential donors with hopeful families. The 34-year-old was paid between $7,000 and $9,000 in compensation for each procedure that took place between 2008 and 2014. And that's Nation News for Thursday. For more Nation News, log on to nationnews.com or follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And remember to pick up your Weekend Nation on Friday or subscribe to our e-paper.